The Calvert County, Maryland Commissioners' Reports is a headline news podcast provided in part by the Communications and Media Relations Division. Commissioners' Reports is a summary of the agenda and outcomes of regular Calvert County Board of County Commissioners meetings, as well as related public information and events. Hello, and welcome to Commissioners' Reports. I'm your host, Kevin G. Schmidt. In this week's Calvert County Board of County Commissioners meeting, public service announcements. Condolences were shared for the passing of Delegate Johnny Wood and Ronnie Tyrell, past president of Prince Frederick Volunteer Rescue Squad. June 14th marked the 247th birthday of the U.S. Army in our annual celebration of Flag Day. Proclamations. Juneteenth recognition. The Emancipation Proclamation legally freed enslaved Africans and their descendants throughout the United States in 1863. It was not until June 19, 1865, that Union soldiers, including the United States colored troops from Calvert County, arrived in Galveston, Texas, and notified the last of the enslaved people that they were free. More than 250,000 enslaved people embraced freedom by executive decree in what became known as Juneteenth, or Freedom Day. The Calvert County branch of the NAACP recognizes the importance of this historically significant day. Citizens are invited to celebrate at Jefferson Patterson Park and Museum on June 17, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., with a fun day of activities, food, and music. The day will begin with a blessing of soils collected from various Southern Maryland locations that held enslaved people. The soils will be sent on a return passage to Ghana, Africa for a ceremony in August. Award. Calvert County Historical District Commission, HDC, has organized the presentation of the annual Historic Preservation Awards since 1989. The awards recognize outstanding achievements and excellence in protecting and preserving Calvert County's cultural heritage. Rachel and Philip Cranford are the 2023 Historic Preservation Award recipients for their rehabilitation of the Morsell Victorian House. Appointments. Roman Matatov and Julie Fuller were appointed to the Economic Development Authority. Dr. Daniel Curry was appointed to the Cove Point Light Station Commission. Nancy Week and Thomas Rick were appointed to the Calvert County Marine Museum Board of Governors. In a consent calendar, Parks and Recreation Program Open Space Annual Program to the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. Calvert County Detention Center, $63,750 in grant funding to support operating expenses, urine analysis screenings, electronic monitoring equipment, program supplies, and training. Department of Parks and Recreation, replacing and obtaining 25 new golf carts, 2 utility vehicles, a beverage vehicle, and an Americans with Disabilities Act golf cart. Department of Finance and Budget, Public Safety Radio Communications Systems and Commercial Towers. Office of the County Administrator, Zen City Digital Engagement Platform Budget Adjustment. All consent agenda items were adopted as presented. In new business, Department of Community Resources, 2023 On Behalf of Bonds program. Calvert County Government has received the annual invitation to participate in the On Behalf of Bonds Local Government's Housing Program. Under this program, the Department of Housing and Community Development pools participants' housing bond allocations to fund housing programs or to issue mortgage credit certificates on behalf of the local government with county-based caps removed. Calvert County Government's fiscal year 2023 housing bond allocation is $3,881,724, with a non-housing bond allocation of $1,663,596. After discussion, staff recommended and the BOCC authorized the board president to sign the letter to the Maryland Department of Commerce. Public hearing. Department of Public Works, exercise purchase option 12025. HG Truman Road, Lusby, Maryland, 20657. The BOCC executed a $920,000 option to enter a purchase agreement with Dominion Cove Point LNG LP for 14.76 acres of unimproved real property at 12025 HG Truman Road, Lusby, Maryland. The property would enable the Solomons Volunteer Rescue Squad and Fire Department to be more centrally located within their response area. Staff recommended and the BOCC approved the president to exercise the option by signing the purchase and sale agreement on behalf of the BOCC. Work session. Department of Planning and Zoning amendments to the Calvert County Zoning Ordinance. As mandated in the Calvert County Comprehensive Plan, Comp Plan, the Calvert County Zoning Ordinance, CCZO, is adopted to regulate land uses as part of an effort to promote the health, safety, and general welfare of Calvert County citizens. At the May work session, staff reviewed the project's proposed timeline. Staff also presented their request to consider a text amendment that would consider CCZO and map amendments through the update process instead of pursuant to the current CCZO section. During the presentation, the BOCC reviewed and discussed the proposed text amendments in preparation of a joint public hearing with the Planning Commission, scheduled for June 21st, 2023 at 7 p.m. The BOCC will not meet next week in observance of Juneteenth. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of County Commissioners is June 27th, 2023 at 10 a.m. In other Calvert County local news, Juneteenth, National Independence Day, is a time to celebrate the end of African American enslavement in the United States. While the Emancipation Proclamation was passed January 1, 1863, it was not until June 19, 1865, over 2 years later, that news reached African Americans in Texas that their enslavement had been abolished. Today is a day to remember that while progress continues in our country, there is still very much work to do to promote equity and equality. Today and every day, we should strive to be more passionate and inclusive and continue learning about one another to build a stronger and more united community. We all share a role in building a better United States for future generations. Today and all days, let us move forward with strength, kindness, understanding, and solidarity. To our friends, neighbors, and community, please join us in committing to advancing equality, not just on Juneteenth, but in our nation every day of the year. Calvert County Government offices will be closed Monday, June 19, 2023, in observance of Juneteenth. For a full list of holiday operations, visit www.calvertcountymd.gov. That concludes our broadcast. The Calvert County, Maryland Commissioners Reports is a headline news podcast. Stay current with other news in Calvert County by following and liking the Calvert County Government's Facebook page at facebook.com/Calvert County MD, on Instagram at Calvert Broadcast, on YouTube, youtube.com/Calvert County Gov, and our official website, www.calvertcountymd.gov. Thank you.